So I'm gonna swap my screen time for reading. I spend too much time on my phone and not enough time reading. Despite how much I claim to love reading, I don't do it as much as I would love to. We're gonna swap my screen time for reading. Is it cheating to do this the week after I went on a cruise when I know that last week I was not on my phone as much as I normally would be? No, because I make the rules. It's Monday. Let's go back and see how much time I spent on my phone last Monday. 2 hours and 59 minutes. It's currently 5:15. I gotta read 3 hours before I go to bed tonight. You know, even though it's not really that much time, it might still be a bit of a challenge. The book that I'm going to be reading is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. I don't think it's technically a novella, but I think it's classified as a novella within the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. But I wanted something a little bit festive, a little bit Christmassy, without it being like too much of a cheesy Christmas book. And this one does have a bit of a wintry feel, so I thought it was perfect for the vibes that I'm going for right now. I started this last night, but I'm only on page I think I'm on page 6. Let's go read. I'm on page 58 of A Court of Frost and Starlight. I have been reading for about an hour and a half. Now that I usually would read a little bit more in that amount of time, however, I was simultaneously trying to import footage for a video that I'm needing to edit, and so I wasn't like fully locked in on my book. Anyways, it's 9:30. If I was to start right now and just read straight, I'd finish at 11. Here's the thing. I'm a girly who needs her 8 hours of sleep. And especially since I'm getting in my bed, the chances of me falling asleep before I finish, very, very high. I'm gonna do my best, but I'm probably not gonna finish tonight. But I will finish it tomorrow. I will roll over whatever I don't finish today and keep reading tomorrow. I did not finish my reading for last night. I have 47 minutes left, which I will add to today's total. So let's go in and see how much reading I have to do today. 2 hours and 41 minutes. Okay, so I've got a little less than 3.5 hours of reading to do today. So I'm gonna work harder to finish that today than I did yesterday. I'm about 100 pages into A Court of Frost and Starlight, and I am enjoying it so far. Let's keep going. Guys, I'm cooked. I'm so cooked. It's 9:50. I haven't done any reading today. If I start right now and read for 2 hours and 41 minutes, I'd finish at 12:30. There's no way I'm staying up till 12:30. Here's the thing. Again, I already have 47 extra minutes that I have to read tomorrow. Whatever I don't finish of today's reading, I'll do it tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow is Wednesday. I don't have work tomorrow, so I can catch up on all of the reading I've already missed. I am just a girl. I don't know what you want from me. I am just out here doing my best. So I fell asleep last night, of course. I fell asleep with 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 19 seconds left, which means I read like 37 minutes last night. Like I said, today I don't have work, so I can catch up on all the reading that I've missed, because so far I'm on day 3. I haven't completed any days yet. Let us see what we have to read for today. An hour and a half. Now that is totally doable. It's only 11:15 right now, so I can definitely do an hour and a half. To run some errands, but I have a little less than an hour left of the reading for today. And I'm currently on page 180 of A Court of Frost and Starlight. Now this is a novella in the Acotar series. I think I said that already. It has like some political stuff in it, some plot driven stuff, but a lot of it is just like preparation for their winter solstice holiday, which is basically Christmas. And even though it's like meant to be a bit of a more of a novella story, it doesn't really feel that way, which is interesting. It's been a while since I've been back in this world. I read A Court of Wings and Ruin around 4th of July last year. So some of the things that are mentioned in here, I'm like, I don't really know what you're talking about. Let's keep reading. I finished A Court of Frost and Starlight. There's something that I'm waiting to happen in this series that I thought was gonna happen in this book. It didn't happen in this book. Frankly, I don't actually know what happens in these books. I still have 28 minutes left to read for today. So I decided to pick up Article 5 by Kristen Simmons. I've had this book on my shelf for a while. I believe I bought this from Katie Budget Books. So I had to have bought it like at least 4 years ago, if not longer. I think this is a YA dystopian fiction, which I love dystopian fiction. I have literally never heard anybody talk about this book, so we shall see. The timer just went off. So I finished my reading for today, an hour and a half. It's a couple hours later. I've done some of my responsibilities. I'm gonna sit down and get to working on my time from yesterday that I never finished, I don't know how long I have until my parents are gonna get home and wanna watch Stranger Things, but I'm sitting down. I've got some eggnog, a beautiful Christmas tree behind me. So let's read about some people getting their lives ruined. I have about 46 minutes left from the reading for yesterday. So I have about an hour and a half of reading left to do to catch up on all of the days. I am currently on page 102 of Article 5. I'm reading slower than I normally would. I legitimately had zero idea what this book was about. I could garner from the cover and from a little bit of the inside blurb that it's a dystopian fiction. However, it's way darker than I could have pictured it being. The book is called Article 5, and on the back cover they have the moral statutes of the United States of America. Well, if you go to Article 5, it says children are considered valid citizens only when conceived by a married man and wife. So if you are born out of wedlock, you're not considered a legitimate person? The female main character, her name is Ember. She's being raised by her single mother. She doesn't know her father. Well, the government has just edited the moral statutes to where her mother is breaking the laws because she had a child, and she is breaking the laws simply by being alive because she's legally not a valid citizen. So they arrest her mother and take her away to a rehabilitation facility because she is now property of the state, and because she's not viewed as a legitimate citizen, she has to go through a rehabilitation program until she turns 18. And so I said I thought it was a YA dystopian. It's dark. It's just not what I was expecting. This is what I get for going into books, not knowing what they're about. Low key, guys, I'm not sure if I can read this before I go to bed. I'm usually not someone who is super affected by the content of the books that I read before I go to bed. So I think I'm gonna pick something else on my Kindle, which would be good because tomorrow I am planning on going to the gym in the morning. And if you've seen any of my videos before, you know that my favorite thing to do at the gym is to take my Kindle and my Kindle page turner and read while I'm in the gym. Read while I am on the treadmill, which I can't really do if I'm reading a physical book. So I think it'll be a good idea all around. What books do I have on my Kindle right now? Ooh, Scrooge and the Girls Next Door. That's one that I started last Christmas and I didn't finish it. I think I will do that. And then I can read a Christmassy book, and then I'm not staying up all night because I'm terrified of the book that I'm reading. It's the next morning. My timer says 52 minutes. However, I did read for like 20 more minutes after I put my phone away for the night before I fell asleep. I'm 23% of the way through Scrooge and the Girls Next Door. I'm not gonna lie, the male main character is really annoying me. You're following Henry Hill, Paige Redmond. Paige has just bought a house for her and her daughter right next to Henry Hill, and he despises them. He does not want them living there. He does not want them disturbing his peace because he lives on a street with a bunch of old people. The things that he's thinking actually driving me crazy. But so I'm on page 52 of that. I think I'm just gonna swap between Article 5 and Scrooge and the Girls Next Door today just because this book is so heavy. I have officially completed 2 days of reading for this week. Yesterday, Wednesday, and Tuesday. Let's see how much time I need to read for today. Last week, on Thursday, I was on my phone 5.5 hours. What? Oh, it's because I was on YouTube. It says I was on YouTube for 4.5 hours, which technically I was. However, it was because I was uploading videos and I was doing it through the ship's Wi-Fi, which would not continue uploading my videos if my iPad was not on. So yes, I did have YouTube on my iPad for 4.5 hours, but that doesn't mean I was actually on YouTube. Okay, you know what? Compromise. We'll just split it in half. 4.5 hours, so we'll just do 2 hours and 15 minutes. In total, that would be about 3 hours and 15 minutes because there was another hour of screen time not on YouTube. That's doable because once again, I don't have work today. I did already allot quite a bit of time today to read, so I should be good in that department. If I'm going to finish the reading today, I need to start right now. However, I have some computer work I need to do. So I'm gonna turn on an audiobook that I'm listening to for the other reading vlog I'm filming right now. I've been avoiding doing this just because I want to keep the 2 videos separate so it's not repeating material and everything. So I'm not going to share what audiobook it is, but I'm going to listen to that while I do my computer work. That way we can get cracking on the reading for today. computer work is done. Back to physically reading. I still have 3 hours and 10 minutes left of reading to catch up for all of the days and to finish today. Let's get cracking. We'll see if I can finish this today. I don't know. Oops. I did not finish my reading yesterday. I totally could have, but instead I got distracted and did other things. Let's go ahead and look at my screen time for last Friday. 7 hours and 18 minutes. There's no way. So literally, my brothers and my dad stealing my iPad to watch sports on the ship. Says I spent 3 hours and 40 minutes on ESPN and an hour and 54 minutes on Hulu Live TV. Let us subtract those values because that's not my screen time, it's my dad's screen time. Screen time minus all of the time that my brothers and my dad were borrowing my iPad is 104 minutes. So that's what, an hour and 44 minutes? I mean, I could say I can do that today, but is that true?
Oh, look at that. Once again, it's dark outside and just hasn't started her reading for the day. Oops.
It's only 9:35, but I am tired. So I've got my Kindle and my Kindle page turner and I'm about to do some reading in bed. However, that's probably not gonna last long. What would I have done if I did this challenge after a normal week? Clock's ticking, better get to reading. I'm gonna be getting back into Scrooge and the Girls Next Door. Hopefully, the male main character stops being so insufferable. Last night I ended up reading a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought for sure I was gonna fall asleep, but I ended up finishing my reading for yesterday. I was just really enjoying reading Scrooge and the Girls Next Door. The male main character did get a little less insufferable. He's not forgiven. Okay, he still is, he's not my favorite, but he got a little bit better. Anyways, so I finished yesterday's reading last night, and then this morning I woke up before my alarm. I still had about 30 minutes left of the time for Monday. So I was like, oh, I woke up before my alarm, let me just read a little bit. And then once my alarm went off, I was like, oh, but like, let me just keep reading. So I finished the time for yesterday, which was 30 minutes. And then once that timer went off, I was like, oh, but like I only have 45 minutes left in this book. What I did was I started a stopwatch to see how much time I was reading. And I figured I can put that towards the amount of time I have to read today. Let us see. You know, I was just really enjoying reading that book. And you know, that's all you can ask for as a reader, is to be enjoying a book so much that you want to do that rather than the other things you have to do. Last Saturday, 2 hours and 28 minutes. Oh, but an hour and a half of that was once again on ESPN, which is not me. So I guess really I only have an hour today, and I've already read 45 minutes. So I have 15 minutes left. I feel confident I can do that. It's very late, but I can't go to bed yet. I still have 15 minutes of reading to do. Since I finished Scrooge and the Girls Next Door this morning, I'm gonna just read for 15 minutes of Article 5 and hope that it doesn't give me nightmares. So last night I did finish the last 15 minutes that I needed to read for yesterday. So I did it. I swapped my screen time for reading. Guys, this was a struggle. I thought I was hacking the system doing this the week after I was on a cruise where I had no service, and so I was on my phone way less than I normally am. Why was it still such a struggle? I don't know. Why do I have problems? I don't even have TikTok or Instagram on my phone right now, and I still was struggling to finish. We're done. We're finished. No more. I'm never doing this video again. I'm lying. I probably will. But anyways, I finished 2 books. A Court of Frost and Starlight and Scrooge and the Girls Next Door. And I read most of Article 5 by Kristen Simmons. Overall, this was harder than I thought it was gonna be. Anyways, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoy this type of content. Comment down below what your screen time was for last week. I wanna see if I'm crazy. And subscribe to my channel for more bookish content in the future. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!